Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Salute everyone and good evening. It's Thursday. Want to give a shout out to the everybody that has a job, that's in the workforce, that's healthy. You're able to provide for your families, man. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy out here. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. So those of you that's able to have employment and going out here providing for yourself and family, man, salute to you. God bless. This is going to be boxing / MMA. MMA is going to be on the back end. But first of all, I have to basically address something that we've known for quite some time, people. And that is shout out to the WCS supporters, man. Appreciate the ones who tune in and rock with the channel. Your input is valuable, appreciated. And if you in the live chat, man, drop your comments so I can respond to them. That's all I'm saying. You know, I like interaction. You know that. Nothing new. Appreciate the ones who pull up. Let's get down to it, man. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is basically touted as the pound for pound on some people's lists. There's been controversy in his career. But overall, he's been making moves in the sport of boxing. All right. And even more on the back end of his career, he's been more vocal. And who would expect him to be vocal towards a stablemate in Ryan Garcia? I'm starting to feel better about me putting Ryan Garcia on the pound for pound Duck Masters Coalition. Because from what my understanding is, Canelo has an issue. He has a problem with Ryan Garcia's dedication. And who would have thought, right, that Ryan Garcia being in the camp, like you have the privilege, man. You have the privilege of working beside Canelo Alvarez, and you're not focused. You don't have the same motivation and drive and hunger as your stablemate Canelo Alvarez, being that y'all are both Mexican fighters. Of course, Canelo's career is much more established than Ryan Garcia, but come on, Ryan. You made my point all along when I said years ago that Ryan Garcia will focus more on the silver screen than he would the boxing ring. Those whoever followed me back then and looked at my lives would have knew that I mentioned this years ago. Ryan Garcia will not be in boxing long because he's going to be on the silver screen, man, period. That is going to be his long-term career in Hollywood. To be honest with you, I truly believe Ryan Garcia's mentality and focus was distorted with his win over Luke Campbell. He probably felt like he lost a lot of fans' respect, even though they was bigging him up. He probably felt some type of way getting dropped by Luke Campbell, man. Vasily Lomachenko didn't get dropped by Luke Campbell. But yet Ryan Garcia is supposed to be this motherfucking flash and, you know, online sensation, making videos on the reaction bag and all this other shit. Come to find out, he's better at making videos online than he can actually fight. I still remember the people who was all uptight, that I was making those claims about Ryan Garcia. But guess what? Why I don't see the same energy with Canelo Alvarez and what he's saying? I mean, y'all get so upset and mad because I said from a different platform than Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is not even on YouTube. He's right in the same gym as Ryan Garcia. And he had this to say. Look, Ryan has a lot of talent. But to me, in my eyes, he's wasting a lot of time and wasting his talent. I look at him and I don't see him 100% dedicated. And to us, that's a bad signal, Alvarez told Complex. We always remind him as a team to come to the gym, to train, and to learn because you need to be in the gym. You're learning day by day, at the very minimum, fighting 5 times a year. When I was beginning my career, I did 15 fights in 1 year. And let me underscore that. Most of those in Mexico. Moving on. That's where I was at the beginning of my career. So definitely he needs to be a little more dedicated. They speak on Garcia fighting once in 2020 and will fight just once this year as well. On the flip side, Alvarez be fighting for the 4th time in 11 months when he takes on Caleb Plant November 6th, and so forth on Showtime PPV. But my point for bringing this up is, let me get to the chat though. Michael Williams Jr. and Senior in the building. Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Aaron Jones, what's good? A lot of these boxers not 100% dedicated. Andrew Charles on deck. The response to Aaron Jones, you're absolutely right, man. A lot of these boxers aren't totally dedicated to what they're supposed to be doing. And to see Ryan Garcia fall off the meter, the radar like he has, it's not anything shocking to me. Like a lot of people was looking at his followers. I told you, those followers aren't getting in the ring and they're not real life. Because if Ryan Garcia's followers were real life, they would be donating to him. They would be funding him, support him, even if he's not in the ring. They would be sending him money because they love him. Millions and millions of followers. They love Ryan Garcia. I'm telling people today, if you see somebody with millions of followers, right? And then when they go live, they're not even breaking 5,000. They're not even breaking 5,000 viewers. Ryan Garcia's strength in his life and his exposure is social media, the TV screen, as they call Hollywood, the silver screen. That is where he's going to grow and excel in. I don't think he has the heart, the dedication, the drive. I don't think he has the long-term durability mentally to stay in the sport of boxing. Because once you put yourself in that position as being one of the top names and you duck another top name in the division, you talking about my attorneys are on it and I'm not fighting Devin Haney, then you make yourself look like you scared. In the words of Lopez, you scared. You make it seem like you part of the Duck Masters Coalition by WCS, man. You're the pound for pound Duck Master in boxing. And Canelo just confirmed it. You're not even coming to the gym on a regular basis there, Garcia. You've turned your back on boxing. Now, if it's for Hollywood and you feel like that's where you should be, because I told a lot of people already that Ryan Garcia is in the process of making a movie, a documentary on a boxer. He's starring the boxer with this co-star. I forgot her name. Of course, it's a female, and it's somewhat like this boxing documentary, and I'm pretty sure it'll be out whenever. But when it comes to boxing, when he ducked Devin Haney, I said to myself, you know, Ryan Garcia is never going to be able to earn that respect back from the Mexican fan base, period. When he set up here and claimed that he wanted Javante and then pulled out of that, jumped out the hatch, he pulled a rip card and said, I'm going to float on the topic of Pacquiao. Boom. That was never something that materialized. It was just propaganda. People started losing respect for Ryan. And then the Jojo Diaz. More recently, Jojo Diaz said, shit, why not? I want to fight Ryan Garcia. Jojo put himself in the Duck Masters Coalition. But he recovered. He was like, no, you know, you ain't fought nobody. You know, he's ducking Devin, right? So then he goes over here and he claims himself he want to fight Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has other plans. He comes up with a so-called injury. Now Jojo Diaz, who probably needs another good check, is saying, you know what? Shit. Let me go over here and get this whooping that Devin Haney about to put on him. Now, I'm not sitting up here ostracizing Ryan Garcia from the sport of boxing because he's still young and he has a lot of landscape remaining. But it looks real bad, man, in how he's handled his career since Luke Campbell. Like his tongue has gotten him in crazy predicaments that people are going to hold him accountable for once he gets back on the scene, y'all. They're going to hold Ryan Garcia accountable for saying he wanted to fight Javante, then Pacquiao. He ducks Devin Haney. He pulls out of the fight with Jojo Diaz. What the fuck? Dude, what are you fucking doing, man? Let me get to some of these comments, man. I've never been so mad to see the fighter I was supporting win as I was when Ryan beat Campbell. Michael Williams Jr. Sr. say salute. Salute to you, bro. Salute the team. Williams on deck, man. You know what it is. 19-0 in the building. Shout out to Fayetteville, North Carolina, man. You know what it is. Team Williams all day, every day. Aaron Jones say Teofimo got the belts and ain't do shit. We talking about Ryan Garcia, though, Aaron. We're talking about Ryan Garcia, though. See, the difference between Teofimo and Ryan Garcia is just what you said. Teofimo Lopez has the belts. We're not talking about no interim title. Teofimo Lopez redirected traffic. Y'all act like y'all put directions in the GPS and you get the same route each and every time. That's not the case. And in this particular scenario, since Aaron brought it up, and salute to you, bro, it's a fact that Teofimo Lopez got it done. What has Ryan Garcia did? What has he done, man? Like, what has Ryan Garcia done lately? Nothing. Nothing. I know at one point in time, Team Williams was calling out Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? That's another duck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a once upon a time, you know, team, and you know, Michael Williams Jr. was calling out freaking Ryan Garcia. Now we just have to wait to see him in the movie theater. You know what I'm saying? That's about as close as we'll get to Ryan Garcia right now. I'm not saying he's done with boxing, but goddamn it, when Canelo Alvarez comes out and take a jab at a stablemate, then it's quite serious, y'all. It's quite serious. You know, when one of the top pound for pound fighters in boxing takes a jab, and we're not used to seeing this type of behavior, right? From Canelo Alvarez. But to hear him go at Ryan Garcia, the people's boxer that they love to pamper, they love to coddle Ryan, cradle him in their arms. Here, take this bottle of milk, Ryan, before you do your next video. Is it nice and warm for you? Okay. We just want to make sure we're going to give you a massage afterwards, okay? We want to make sure you're nice and loose for your next damn social media video. Anything for you. Y'all was up there collaring that grown ass dude. And that may be the case. He may have had everything that he needed. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's not cut out for Hollywood. Ryan Garcia has the looks for Hollywood, okay? Will Hollywood pay him more than boxing? I don't know. It's if he has the heart to basically be in Hollywood. But right now it's boxing, goddammit. He's kind of disgraced boxing a little bit. A lot, really. Because you have the opportunity to work beside a future Hall of Famer, multi-division champion, and he's going for undisputed at 168. You have had that. Look, you have had that privilege, unlike any other, at such a young stage in your career, to work beside someone who is considered one of the best to do it. And you basically squandered all of that because you're just not cut out for boxing. You're not cut out for boxing. Luke Campbell changed Ryan Garcia's freaking life and career. When he knocked his ass down, he was still loopy in the post-fight interview. That's why he was all quirky. And he's like, oh, man. I say, wow, I got knocked down and he knocked me on my ass. Wow. Yeah, man, I still feel a little goofy. That's why I'm about to go back here and lay it down for a little bit, just rest. But god dang, shout out to Luke Campbell, man. Shout out to Luke Campbell. He really got me right on the kisser. I'm serious, man. Luke Campbell fucked Ryan Garcia. Look, Luke Campbell helped and assisted Ryan Garcia to consider, that Hollywood job of his and kind of leave boxing alone. For real. He assisted him through action. When he embarrassed him, when he was slipping that lead left hook, Ryan Garcia was in there second guessing his career. Once he left the ring, it was all said and done. He's like, okay, cool. Let me talk this bullshit about Gervonta Davis. Just for so to make the people happy and shit, cheer. And then I'll go to my Capillon a little bit later. Say I'm not fighting Gervonta, but yet I'm fighting Pacquiao. Nope. Your camp and everybody said that shit was never something that materialized outside the ring. And you was lying to us, bro. Ryan Garcia, you was lying to us, man. Tiafimo got the belts. And Ryan could never run the gauntlet T.O. did to get his belt. Talk to him, Andrew. Talk to him. James Martinez on deck. Que paso, amigo? Canelo trying to motivate Garcia. Just hope it works. Oh, for real? Yeah, Martinez? You think it's motivation? You think it's motivation to get on social media and say, my stablemate isn't dedicated. He needs more dedication. He's basically a waste of talent. You're trying to tell me Canelo Alvarez is motivating Ryan Garcia, a youngin'. He's motivating a youngin' with social media criticism? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Martinez? That I don't agree with that. Because he just as well could have contacted Ryan Garcia outside of social media and said, this is what I think that's going on. You're not focused. You're not dedicated, homie. You see what I done? I didn't go out looking for payday. I put in hard work and sweat. I didn't just go look for a payday. You understand me? The entiendes, amigo? Canelo would have had that talk. And Ryan Garcia would have said, you know what, Canelo, I hear everything you're talking about, but look, I'm not you. I'll never be you. First of all, one component that helps us live every day, in which a lot of people derive analytical comparisons of a boxer and how they operate in the ring, is heart. I don't think For a fact, Ryan Garcia has the heart to go through adversity outside of Luke Campbell. You got to have heart to rise to the occasion. Even though Luke Campbell gifted him the end of the fight present and allowed himself to back up to the ropes to get stopped, Ryan Garcia took that shit to the showers, went home, and he probably told his peoples, like, it's going to be, you know what, I'm not sure if I want to carry on with this shit. I just don't feel it no more. I really like the cameras. I like being in front of the cameras. I like just doing my own shit. I'm ready to go to Hollywood. I'm ready. Just tell me when. I'll study my lines. I read the script. I do everything you need me to do. I'm dedicated to this. I don't think boxing is going to be my primary way of living anymore. I just don't feel it. I'm not the best. I can't fuck with Gervonta. I was just up there just talking. I was capping. I can't fuck with Gervonta. I only wish to get in the ring with freaking Manny Pacquiao. That's a dream. I can't do shit with Teofimo Lopez. I can't outbox Devin Haney. And I sure enough can't fuck with Lomachenko. So being that that's my only division right now, hey, I'm calling it quits, man. I'm resigning. Have my attorneys draft up the paperwork. I am resigning. I'm out, shawty. Don't be mad at Canelo Alvarez for coming to social media and talking his shit. Kudos to Canelo for putting your damn stablemate on notice. Kudos to you. Long time coming. Call it for what it is. Ryan is not built for boxing. Bruce goes on deck, man. Y'all know what it is. Salute to you. He said, salute, my bro. World Combat Sports. Appreciate you, man. But I appreciate what James Martinez said. If that's what you believe, cool, man. You know, that's your opinion, no doubt. I'm just responding. King Mitch on deck. What's good with it, Mitch? He said, Ryan ain't shit as a boxer. Come back, what up? Big dog on deck. Salute WCS. Salute everyone that's sitting in the chat right now. You know, dropping their input. Appreciate it. I agree in so many ways that Ryan is not built for boxing. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here and bring in Canelo's, you know, adversities he's experienced. You know what I'm saying? But I am gonna say this: like, if Canelo is a part of your stable, and you truly want to take boxing serious, I mean, everybody don't fight like Canelo Alvarez. But from what he displays in the ring, he's never been called lazy. You know what I'm saying? He's never been that person that people look at as not having heart. Even though we're waiting for him to have that test again, he still gets respect from the boxing fans, especially the Mexican boxing fans, when it comes to what he said about Ryan Garcia. The Mexican boxing fans isn't going to turn their back on Canelo. They're just going to say, you know what, they're youngin'. Canelo's right. If Canelo's is preaching that you're not 100% dedicated and you're wasting your talent, then guess what? We're going to believe Canelo. Seriously. They're going to say, we believe Canelo and ain't nothing you can do about it, bro. I be in the building on deck, Charlie. Appreciate you pulling up, man. But yeah, Mitch gets straight to the point, man. You know, Ryan Garcia, he ain't shit when it comes to boxing, man. You know, Team Williams called him out. You know, he blocked us. You know, he didn't want that smoke. He did not. And now it all comes to fruition on why he is the way he is. He wanted to basically select his opposition. He wanted to be very careful on who he picked so he wouldn't get knocked out. So he picked slow ass Luke Campbell, even though he has Olympic pedigree that people respect. Come on, man. Ryan Garcia was supposed to go in there and put that work in against Campbell and got dropped. Mitch said, I guess what Luke Campbell said was true. Once a guy fights him, he's never the same. Luke ain't shit as a pro either. Should have stopped sweet Ryan. Yeah, man, Ryan Garcia, dog. Ryan Garcia, man. Dude is finally showing his true colors. He's all about being in front of a different camera. He don't want to be in front of the camera where he has to really go off his physical abilities and it's not a script. He don't want this setting no more. He want the Hollywood setting, y'all, where he can go off script, where he throw them punches like Gabe Rosado was in Creed. You know what I'm saying? Like Andre Ward. You know, he want to be in there where it's choreography. He want to go in there where he can actually go home and go off script. And then they bring him back to win a fight he just lost and got his ass beat. See, he likes something to be written out for him to succeed because he know he can't do it himself in real life. He can't come back from taking a beating and say, I want a rematch. No, he want to protect his little pretty face. He want to be able to still do, you know, short video clips. He want to be the Flash. He want to be the Mexican heartthrob. He wants to be the Fabio of boxing. That's Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia wants to be the Fabio of boxing. But you can't do that in the ring the way you've been performing. And if Canelo is calling your punk ass out, then I know your feelings are either hurt or you just don't give a fuck. Plenty of soft touches for Ryan at 135, and he still shook. Yes, sir. Big Dog said Garcia just need to focus on being a reality TV star. He ain't built for this. Yes, sir. Talk to him, man. If you tuned in, Ryan, man, listen to him. Listen to him. They're giving you the serum. They're giving you the serum. Look, don't pick up a spoon. Just drink straight out the motherfucking bottle. You don't need a spoon, Ryan. We are feeding you the serum. No blue and red pill. This is straight. You tilt your head back and you take it down the pipe. Just like Magdall 2020. We wanted to hit you and hit you immediately that you ain't cut out for boxing, homie. Canelo Alvarez just told the world. Now, what you gonna do about it? You gonna go up to the gym? Hey, Canelo, I ain't like what you said. So basically, I came up here so we can lace up. This is how we gonna sell it. You think I'm not dedicated? You think I'm a waste of time, waste of talent? Lace up, man. I don't give a fuck about what shit you did with Caleb Plant. I know you're in a different division. Lace up. I'm gonna show you how much heart I got. Now, look, I don't care if they film it either. If Ryan did some shit like that, then I'll say, oh shit. Ryan ain't no motherfucking joke. He got it on camera. He want to step in there with Canelo Alvarez, but you know, it's just all for good banter. Cause that shit ain't motherfucking happen. Like, I may have to give Rolly Romero a little bit of credit too. Cause Rolly Romero has been on record as really, you know, kind of dogging Ryan Garcia out back in the day too. So that might have still been lingering with him. You know, he might have had that scar that never fully healed from Rolly Romero shit. To when he was actually, you know, on the big stage and Luke Campbell did him dirty. But shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Appreciate you, you know, saying what we've been saying about Ryan for quite some time. But people just wanted to say, no, leave him alone, man. He's the baby of boxing. Leave him alone, man. It's disrespectful. He's going to be the next great Mexican star. Leave Ryan alone. He's so sweet and gentle, man. Come on. Why are you trying to bully a youngin'? Now what they said. Canelo say he ain't shit. He ain't shit. I'm riding with Canelo. Oh, my God, man. Ryan will probably do celebrity matches in the future. Man, you know what? He'll probably be down here in the A, man. doing celebrity boxing, with Zab Judah. You know what I'm saying? He might be on Celebrity Championship Boxing, man. Shout out to Zab Judah. Can't wait till you come back to the A, man. Make sure you bring Ryan down here, man. I just want to ask him some questions. You know what I'm saying? And be like, what's your deal, dude? How can you just turn your back on boxing like that? You're supposed to have all these women lined up into the ring apron. You got your stablemate, Canelo, talking greasy about you on social media. What you gonna do about it, man? That's all I want to know. What are you gonna do about it? Canelo said he's fought 15 fights in 1 year. Come on, bro. Canelo, I have to call you out on that. Like, half of your career was in Mexico early on, bro. Come on, stop it. I got respect for you, but come on now. It's not like I haven't looked at your box rec plenty of times now. Sad part is the kid actually had a bit of potential. Oscar would have had him fighting bums forever, getting paid. Well, let's not include De La Hoya in this. This is 100% Ryan Garcia right here. You know why? Because just because he's mad at Oscar De La Hoya for whatever reason, he's not the only one that was mad. So, Canelo was mad. What he do? He went up there and went through the legal process, was able to get himself out of the contract to do what the hell he had to do as a free agent. That's all I'm saying, people. That is all I'm trying to tell you. We cannot sit up here and Mitch, you just said Ryan ain't shit as a boxer. And then you turn back around and say, he actually had a bit of potential. How much? If he ain't shit as a boxer, how much percentage are you taking out of he ain't shit as a boxer? Please enlighten me. Enlighten me. Out of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, what is his percentage of potential? Because they was really considering Ryan Garcia to take over the lightweight division. Now Canelo Alvarez has said he's wasted a lot of time and wasting his talent. Pretty much, Canelo said he ain't shit in boxing. Aaron, no, LOL, Oscar was trying to throw him in there with Tank. What's wrong with that? I mean, look at it this way, Aaron. Wasn't they trying to proclaim that Ryan Garcia was this next big superstar in the sport of boxing? That's what they was trying to say, right? So what better person? Come on now. Mario Barrios jumped in there at 40. What better person? Because look, Gervonta was on board with it. He even said he wanted to fight Ryan Garcia. He wanted to go with where the followers is going to be. It would have been on PPV. He wanted the fan base, everything. Gervonta said, cool, I'll take that shit. But he was cappy, young, cappy, young, cappy, young. That's was Ryan Garcia. He wasn't serious, bro. Gervonta was. Oscar De La Hoya probably was because he was going to get paid. He wanted to see that Gervonta Davis fight because he knew Gervonta would annihilate Ryan Garcia. He would have destroyed Ryan Garcia. And what's fucked up about it, I don't know, man. It seemed like Gervonta had a little bit of respect for Ryan Garcia. So I'm not sure if he would have played with his food. But I see Gervonta playing with a lot of his food, though. He would have played with his food, let Ryan Garcia go into the 3rd round, act like Ryan Garcia was hurting him a little bit. And then he would have sent him down to Santa Cruz Boulevard. Look, Gervonta would have sent him down to Santa Cruz Boulevard, dog. We all know what the Santa Cruz Boulevard is, dog. All aboard. Javante Willis sitting down at Santa Cruz Boulevard, dog. Goddamn underscore that shit, man. Next time I see Javante, man, I'm gonna use it. For real. For real, man. You sending dudes down to Santa Cruz Boulevard, dog. That's real talk. Ryan Garcia, man. I don't have any best wishes for you. You're in a tough sport. You just wasn't cut out for it. You know what I'm saying? You look the part, but you know, we all know boxing is not just the exterior that counts, it's what you have on the inside too, especially when you're facing adversity in order to come back and get it in once again and go through that storm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this sport is tough, man. He ain't shit as a boxer, but we've seen the script before. Hire him for a long time, then cash out later. If Ryan Garcia leaves the sport, he can come back for an exhibition, but I think the sport would have caught up with him so much that he just ain't gonna be able to come out of retirement and fight somebody with a name. He's not that good. If he leaves this motherfucker, right, he's not gonna return back to the sport and fight anybody of any value or Wall Street. You know, their stocks are high. It's not gonna happen, bro. And then he'll come back at like 40. This is according to how they feeding him in Hollywood. He might come back as a junior welterweight. He gonna get destroyed. He come in for a check. They might give him a soft touch, some appetizers, and then they're gonna say, "Yeah, we're gonna put him in there with boots in this." Is that right? He's gonna fight Boots? Okay. Somebody better goddamn get that shoe polish. For real. It's about to be a massacre. I mentioned Oscar because he really knows the kid ain't shit yet and probably never will be. Yeah, man. I agree. The potential mention was in the hype train they created. This kid could have fought at least 5 more mediocre fights and got paid. He could have lived off that sorry ass Campbell win for a while. I disagree there, Mitch, because look, how is he gonna get 5 more soft touches? And we're criticizing Devin Haney, and he was in the shoot to fight Devin Haney, but he turned it down. So how would boxing allow Ryan Garcia to live, knowing that he ducked Devin Haney? They wasn't going to let him live that down for another 5 soft touches. That shit ain't Cinco de Mayo. Man, they wouldn't have let that dude get away with this shit. Every time him and Devin Haney was in the same building, they would say, "Hey, being that you ducked Devin Haney, the boxing audience truly want to know, will you ever accept that fight?" Because really, he was in line, man. You know what I'm saying? What happened with Javier Fortuna? Was he at one point in time? I mean, what happened with any other names that was accessible to Ryan Garcia outside of Gervonta Davis? You wasn't going to fight Lomachenko. You wasn't going to fight Teofimo Lopez. It's just bad all the way around, man. Canelo ain't shit with that whole shit. He's not letting Ryan make his team look bad. Yeah. Canelo ain't with that whole shit, man, for real. You know, I mean, call it for what you want, man. I think in Canelo's position, he's able to express himself, even though it may sting. I mean, Ryan Garcia needs that type of sting to him right now. Just like any boxer that's not showing up to the gym. That's one of like the common languages. When a boxer's not showing up, believe me, you know how many times I ask about a certain fighter and they say, "Hey man, he ain't coming to the gym like that. He took his first loss, man. He been chilling. You know what I'm saying? He just been, thinking about other things. He ain't came back to the gym. I'm talking about from head coaches. You think I'm gonna get on social media and talk about it? No. But I've seen fighters take a L or two, and they just don't. It takes them a while to come back to the gym, man. So I plead the fifth on mentioning anybody, out of confidentiality for real. I respect that. That's cold. I seen an interview where Oscar laughed at the idea of Ryan facing Tank. Was he sober? Man, I'm telling you, because listen, I know this is a little off topic, but if we would have got the Oscar De La Hoya that was on Triller that night, if he would have been that way in his career, oh my God, it would have been much more entertaining, man. Oscar was motherfucking fucked up on Triller Talk. Oscar was fucked up on Triller, man. He was funny as shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was up there laughing my ass off. For real. For real, man. He probably didn't give a fuck about Ryan, but guess what? I mean, it's coming to the surface now. Even Canelo is talking shit about Ryan. So who's wrong? Oscar's always known Ryan wasn't ready for Tank. True. I agree with that. Oscar has always known Ryan wasn't ready for Tank, but it's only so much he can do, man. Especially when Ryan talking about getting his attorneys and shit like that. Yes, Oscar was sober and he said Tank's a beast. Oscar wasn't okay. I forgot. Yeah. When I asked the question, you're right. I was gonna say he wasn't sober when he was on Triller, though. Let's talk about Andre Ward's situation. Speaking of Canelo and what he said, now I gotta kind of touch bases on, Canelo and Andre Ward. Andre Ward, I'm gonna be honest with it. Andre Ward, to me as a fighter, he wasn't one of those names that, those fighters I really wanted to see. Like, I wasn't overly excited when Andre was active as a boxer to say, yeah, I want to see this dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he was able to lead the sport on his own free will and not forced out due to medical situations that was plaguing his performances in the ring, or he was basically walking a thin line and passing medicals to be cleared to fight. He got out at the right time, and now he's doing commentating. So for Canelo Alvarez, for him to turn Canelo Alvarez down, I see no fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and raise my hand and point my finger and say, Andre's ducking Canelo. The man's been retired for several years already. It was people going around here saying that Andre Ward is in training. You know what I'm saying? He's getting back in shape and all this other stuff. Look, Andre stays in shape in retirement, but that doesn't give some of you the right to just assume that he's coming back to fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, if he want to come up here and say, I'm retired, and then, sometime in 2022, he breaks the announcement and say, you know what, I'm coming out of retirement. I think I can do this. I think I can go in there and get my best shot at Canelo Alvarez. For one, it's going to cost a lot of money to get Andre Ward back in the ring. Two, it's going to cost Andre Ward a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get back in condition to go ahead and fight Canelo Alvarez. And what weight class, number three, will they contend at? What weight class? We can't just assume, but what weight class will they fight at? But that's besides the point. Andre Ward said he's retired, and Canelo Alvarez should just let it be. I know Canelo want to put that on his mantle. That other black fighter that's on his record, he just came up short. He came up so short that it allowed him to have short memory lapse. That he said he don't even count Floyd Mayweather's a loss. This is coming from Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was trying to expunge Floyd Mayweather off his box rec as if it never existed because he wasn't the Canelo that he was right now, today. Floyd was just too good. We know. That's why you took the L. Floyd was just that good. But heading into that fight, I still remember the buzz that they was thinking Canelo was going to go in there and destroy Floyd. This redhead Mexican fighter, yes, he got everything to beat Floyd. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Our Mexican savior will dethrone Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, Floyd boxed his ears into the damn 20th row. Floyd gave that man a boxing lesson. And no one can sit up here and convince me that Canelo Alvarez still don't wake up with some cold sweats and think about that night. Two losses? Two? Dos? No? Uno? Okay. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. No más, Floyd Mayweather, señor. No más. He has nightmares about Floyd Mayweather. So when it comes to Andre Ward, he probably believes that if he can kind of, coach Andre Ward, lure him back to the ring with the right amount of money, he can get that redemption code. He can get that redemption code for the Floyd Mayweather fight. But Andre Ward ain't gonna allow that to happen. Nah. Can you imagine what they would act like Andre Ward has been fighting the entire time? They say, you saw what he did to Andre Ward? He's the best ever. No. Mm-mm. It's not going to be that easy. In the words of Albert Bell, it's not going to be that easy, champ. It ain't going to be that easy, champ. Shout out to AB, man. For real. I said it before. Andre Ward probably can't make it through another training camp. Great fighter, though. Totally link up with you on that, man. Totally link up on you. It'll be tough for him to make it through. Man, he's been out for quite a while now. He's trying to pull a Lomachenko. Yeah, man. See, it was all good just a week ago when Lomachenko was trying to act like he didn't fight Salido. That's what happened, Charles, when you have all that amateur pedigree over there fighting young boys, when you're supposed to have your ass in professional ranks, and then say, you know what, I plan on turning professional, and I want a title fight. My I want to break the record, second professional fight. So who did they put him in there? A grimy, dirty veteran in Orlando Salido. He said, no, not today. Headbutts, chin butts, elbows, shoulders. It don't fucking matter, son. You ain't coming over here with 2 gold medals and think you're going to shine on me. I don't see Ward making 168 either. I don't see it either, man. I don't see that shit. Hell no. I don't see it. If Ward was still active, I'd pick him to defeat Canelo at 175 easy. I watched that fight. I don't know about easy. I watched the fight. You might be right, Mitch. I don't know. You might be right. You might be wrong. I just can't co-sign it. J8 on deck, aka J Ocho. Combat salute, fam. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. Say salute to the chat. But I like that 175 though. Coming out weight drain in the 68, it's just all bad for Andre Ward, man. A few good cards Saturday. Yeah, it is, man. It is a few good cards, man. I know it's like, It's even a card down here in Atlanta, like ATL. I mean, it's boxing everywhere. Even in MMA, you know, the UFC has a card coming up. I just want to give a shout out to my boy Carlos Jackson. He's gonna be in there with a tough one this weekend. Shout out to Carlos Jackson, Felipe Boxing Gym. I'm going for my boy Carlos Jackson, King Dynamite, 17-1, man. Go in there, handle your business there, Carlos. He probably already on deck. He fights this weekend over there at the Hulu Theater. You know, like I said previously, shout out to Jahad Tucker. Jahad Tucker, he's also going in there for, I believe, his 5th professional fight. You know, he signed with top ranked Jay Prince, and best wishes Jahad Tucker going in there getting that victory. You know what I'm saying? Ward ain't stupid. He'll take 2 to 3 tune-ups before fighting Canelo. Problem is, he only got one good fight left in him. Solid summary, man. Solid summary. So let me look something up right quick. I want to look something up right quick. Because I'm going to be honest, I need to know. I need to know this piece of information. I just want to know this one piece of information. So, King Mitch, this is what I thought. I just had to look it up to confirm. Ward is only 32 years old, man. So let me throw this your way, Mitch. So at 32 years old, you're trying to say if Ward took a good year and a half, you know, he's already in pretty decent shape to get in boxing shape. Let's give him 34. You think he only has one good fight left in him with his, you know, being out of the sport for the amount of years he's been right now? At 34 years old, him coming back and taking one tune-up probably, and then facing Canelo, he'd be over the hill. That's hard to say, man, because I look at George Foreman taking 10 years off. You know, him coming back at 45, knocking out Michael Moore. I still remember that shit. You know, we still remember B-Hop. You know, some people can. I mean, you look at Archie Moore. It took him forever in the day due to racism to get the world title, but he did at a late age. I think he fought for his first world title at 38 years old. I may be wrong. I'm just saying. I'm just scrambling through my mental catalog. That's all. At one point they was talking about Ward fighting Anthony Joshua. Now that right there, that wouldn't be good for him. But then again, Ward might knock out Joshua. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying my best. Look, I'm trying my best to stay on topic. For real. I'm trying my best to stay on topic when you mention Anthony Joshua. Real talk. But that would have been a tough fight for Andre Ward, even though Anthony Joshua, he's overrated. It don't matter if he's you know, once again, I'm trying to stay on topic, but God damn it, I'm gonna say it. Anthony Joshua can come out talking all this thuggish shit. Come on, man. Y'all know where I'm going with this. And they hyping this motherfucker up like people out there looking at that shit like it's something, it's a part of glory. They acting like this is something to behold. I'm tired of losing. I'm gonna fuck that motherfucker. I'm gonna be ruthless. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So you're trying to tell me as a champion, 2-time unified champion, that shit wasn't running through your veins to keep your title? Once again, that proves what I've been saying all along, dog. You are the most protected fighter in boxing. That just proved my point why you lost your titles to Alexander Usyk, because you was never about that life. You was in the life. You had the protective custody. And then certain people that's around you want to make money and put you in there. And they was expecting you to go in there and perform, and hopefully you're able to come out the victor. But you got your ass whooped by a cruiserweight. Anyway, Ward need to stay retired. Ward body is 40 plus though. Yeah, we can say that about any boxer, though, man. Real talk. We can say that about a lot of fighters there. I'm not disagreeing with you, but yeah, his body might be close to 40 in boxing years. Javier on deck. He came in here with the bow and arrow with damn poison on the end of it from a dart frog. He said, R.I.P. Plant, dog. He came in here with the bow already pulled back. He said, rest in peace, Caleb, and let that motherfucking arrow go. Damn. Ward has injuries and surgeries under his belt. I would want to see him do it, though. Just don't think Ward's body can hold up. All right, for sure. Javier Plant better than Callum Smith, and blowjob Sandra. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to take in consideration that Plant is going to perform better than Callum Smith, who just stood up there and act like he haven't boxed a day in his fucking life. And then at least BJS, who I don't like at all, at least he fought him for a little bit until he's just goddamn quit. You know what I'm saying? At least he did something, dog. He sneezed, okay? At least Billy Joe Sanders sneezed and made the fight interesting. And then Canelo hit him with the uppercut, and then he was like, "Oh shit, my cornea, I got a scratch cornea. My eye still in. Oh my god. No. Throw in the towel, Mark. Where you at, Mark? Throw in the towel, Mark." Let me stop, dog. Plant just gotta get through the first 6 rounds. He got to get through the first 6 rounds and the last 6 rounds. But within that first 6 rounds, it cannot be a wash. Okay. It cannot be a wash, dog. It cannot be 4-2 Canelo. For real. It cannot be 4-2 Canelo, man. It has to be something like a 3-3, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? It has to be something. It has to be somewhat close heading into the mid rounds. It can't be no 4-2, dog. It can't be a 5-1 Canelo. Caleb Plant can't expect to catch up on the back end of the fight and fail like Lomachenko did. He can't do it. If he's able to pull off down the home stretch and put away rounds like that on Canelo, man, he's a motherfucking beast, dog. And I'm going for sweet hands too. But if you get to the 6th round, dog, and it's like 4-2 shit, 5-1, nah, bro. No. Now, we want to switch that around and say it's Caleb. You know what I'm saying? It's up 4-2. Then maybe he can box himself to the final bell. You know what I'm saying? If he's able to put away rounds early. But that's a tough task, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's a damn tough task. Plant is alive and well. At J, I think those 1 through 6 will be the easier rounds. I think Canelo comes on late, and Plant has shown he can fatigue. Javier says Plant is already defeated in the press conference. I disagree with that, man, because for one, Javier, you seem to be a heavy Canelo supporter. So let's recognize this. All right. Let's expose what we're seeing. Canelo Alvarez has been speaking English for quite some time now. So if Caleb Plant called him a motherfucker, which he was up there, he has called other fighters a motherfucker, just like Demetrius Andrade and shit like that. Well, all of a sudden, habla English. You don't understand what he said. You think he talked about your mother. That's bullshit. 2, Caleb Plant had his hands behind his back. And you pushed that man. He was in a suit, first of all. At least Canelo knows how to dress for the crime. Canelo took off his shades. First of all, he knew what it was. He took off his shades, very smart. He had a short sleeve shirt on with some skinny jeans. Very smart because he was able to move his arms and get full range and shit. Caleb Plant wanted to come professional war suit. Not only just any suit, it was a tailored suit. So when Canelo pushed him, that was a sucker move. And when Caleb Plant walked past him, you think Canelo didn't know he was going to take a swing now? Come on, man. He was able to slap Canelo, but Canelo hit him with a 1-2. And, bruised him up under the right eye because he had his shades on. That was a sucker move there, Javier. A sucker-ass move, man, by Canelo. A sucker move, Javier. For real. That was a sucker-ass move, man. Undisputed 168 King Nello. Yeah, you're a diehard Canelo fan. Hey, man, support who you support, man. You know what I'm saying? King Mitch, I agree, but I think Canelo going to come out this fight and try to stop him early. He mentioned being more aggressive. We'll see. A lot of fighters say that, J. Ocho, but you know what? We'll see. Look, I'm not discrediting Canelo coming out. He's going to try to stop him. Look, Jay, I get it because I can reflect back on motherfucking Abel Sanchez talking about, hey, we want Mexican style. He's scared. He don't want to give us Mexican style. And what he came out there and gave Gennady, Mexican style. What Gennady do? Oh shit! What the? This pendejo? What? Damn! I'm not used to this aggression. Yeah, he came out there and gave Gennady what he asked for. You know what I'm saying? He's capable. That's why I'm not disputing that. Canelo is capable of coming out there aggressive. Plant do fatigue, but Canelo too without dope. Jay Ocho said dope. He didn't say pads. The other 4-letter acronym. He said dope. Dope can be anything, dog. He said dope, dog. Like he on the corner, man. So-and-so on that dope. Facts, he got to be up low key. Yeah, he has to be up, man. He has to be up with a cushion, just a slight pillow, dog. Just a slight layer of cushion heading into the 7. He cannot be no 4-2 bullshit. Canelo gonna pull away from him. It can't be no 5-1, dog. It definitely can't be 6-0. It can't happen. And this fight is not gonna be in Nashville, Tennessee either. I see Plant up 4-2 after 6. Canelo will be looking for a single shots early. Plant using his movement and speed. Problem is Plant. Let me put this up here first. Problem is Plant sharpness has shown to decrease as the fight goes on. I say this. Yes, but this is one of the biggest fight of his career. So we can only say, well, hopefully he's trained, to kind of, add wrinkles to his game, man, especially his cardio, especially knowing it's so much footage out there on Canelo Alvarez. Come on, man. He has better footwork than Canelo Alvarez, but shit, Canelo do know how to close distance and slow his opponent down by digging to the body. Is Caleb going to be able to handle that? Real talk. BJS and Caleb Plant might be the same level fighter. Huh? For real? Damn. Billy Joe Sanders and Caleb Plant. It would have been good to see that shit, but that's almost like, people hollering for Demetrius Andrade and Charlo. We just don't know, man. We just don't know. Because Billy Joe Sanders, he is a little slick, But man, I ain't giving him no shine tonight. Canelo was slapped during the presser conference. He returned. Um, he returned a good slap, but he was touched. And now Canelo say the fight is personal. Sounds like Plant has some headspace. Yeah, he did say it was personal, but the fact that Canelo's overlooking that he initiated the contact. Canelo Alvarez pushed this man back. They had a suit on. Now, what if Caleb Plant didn't have stability, a good balance? What if he would have fell backwards and split his head open or something? What if he would have just went off stage? What the fuck was Canelo thinking? Like he would have had to come out the pocket and pay Caleb Plant for the fight being called off. He would have got sued because people would have looked at it like Caleb Plant had his hands behind his back. And that was in a non-hostile manner. Yes, they was face-to-face in the face-off, but still, he had his hands behind his back, man. Sucker move. Canelo was slapped during the press conference. He returned a good slap, but he's touched. I read that already. I hope it's personal. For real. I really hope so. Plant ain't fought nobody. Yes, we understand that. But you know, the person, AJ Ocho, the person who he got the title from just popped positive. So I'm guessing, and you know, the fight, you know, from being punched in the face by the Rail's uncle, and then turn around and get knocked down several times by Lionel Thompson. Man, Jose Uzcategui. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, I just had to put that out there. The guy he won the belt from, man, pop positive. He's out of the fight with David Benavidez. Just to let you know. But you're right, J. Ocho. He ain't fought nobody. And we can't really sit up here and talk about Mike Lee. That was just a juice head that you know, he looks good in a tight t-shirt in front of a club as a bouncer. How you like if someone talks about your mother? Who was that, Javier? I really can't show no attention because you know you gotta act like you know how to read. We talking about motherfucker? Like, is that a new term that we use over here in the US? Motherfucker? Oh, only because Canelo felt like it was time for him to play dumb. Got it. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Come on, man. Hit the like button. Don't be selfish. Hit the like button. Support your boy. I only got 7-8 likes in here, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing, shawty. Free Hoover on deck, man. What it do? Currently, I think Plant is much better than BJS. Used to be good. Man, y'all give Billy Joe Saunders some love tonight, boy. I swear. That man out there, man, goddamn, probably high as shit. Making videos on how to assault women, man. Let's keep in mind, Caleb was wearing a fitted suit and still touched Canelo with a slap. You saw coming a mile away. Yeah, he did. He did, Andrew. With a fitted suit, bro. With a fitted suit, a tailored suit. He did. Real talk. But Canelo hit him with that 1-2, boy. That right left. And he slapped, you know, it was open hand, thank God. Jay said, Javier, man, Canelo say MF all the time. He does, man. Javier over here playing games, man. You know, he probably somebody we know just coming over here to kind of talk about Canelo as their savior. How about that one loss he got on his record, though, shawty? Canelo and Reynoso both have admitted they think the early rounds will be difficult. They know the movement is a problem for Canelo. Man, I don't believe hardly anything Reynoso has to say or Caleb Plant in this boxing game. Real talk, man. They can sit up here and be playing possum when it comes to this media shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they may have concerns early on, but man, we'll see. Shout out to Sweet Hands, man. Go ahead and get this job done, man. Go ahead and upset, man, and put yourself on the pound for pound list, bro. Go get it. Leave everything out there, man. It's your time there, Caleb Plant. Javier say blame Showtime for not having someone between them. So you trying to tell me every fight that we see, it has freaking men between them? No, this ain't the UFC. Fighters can face off all the time and not touch each other. You weren't saying that when Teofimo Lopez squared off against Vasil Lomachenko. Was there somebody in between them, or you didn't watch the weigh-ins? You didn't watch the presser. Why the hell we need somebody in between grown ass men who's about to get paid big? I mean, I'm talking about several $1 million, man. Come on, Javier, man. You a casual dog. You just come on, Javier. Question: so was Canelo implying that Andrade fucks his mother when he calls him a motherfucker at his post fight? I mean, you just happen to learn how to interpret, the English language to think that Caleb Plant was implying to Canelo's mother, man. Like, I don't even see that type of dude in Caleb Plant, being that how his mother was killed, how he lost his kid. He's not that dude, man. He's not that dude. Why would he talk about Canelo's mother? Hardly anyone knows who Canelo's mother is. That was a sucker move by Canelo. And Billy Joe threw harder punches in his video on how to beat a woman than he threw in the Canelo fight. Facts, dog. Facts. He did, man. You're right. That's facts. Style makes fights, though. I think Caleb left his foot on the gas too long versus Kostagi. Fatigued a bit, but finished the fight. Yeah, that was a good fight, man. A couple of knockdowns. He got the win, man. Jose has never been the same after that fight. Look, you seem to know English pretty well, whoever you are. You know what I'm saying? You seem to know English pretty well to say who gives a F about plant suit. It restricts his entire movement, his overall movement in a tight ass suit. It definitely restricts how he's able to throw a punch. But it still got your boy on the face, man. Accept the fact, Javier, he touched Canelo with a damn tailored suit on. Free Hoover on deck, man. What it do? Either Plant will lower Canelo, or Plant will look like Danny Jacobs did against Canelo. Either Plant will lower Canelo, or Plant will look like Danny. Good analogy. Because we know what happened with Erislandy Lara and Canelo. We all know. But look, Hoover, we don't need the outcome to be that way. We don't need Caleb to go in there and make this shit pop and set it off, and then they screw him over, dog. I'm serious. We don't need that Erislandy Lara conclusion. We don't need that shit. Caleb Plant goes in here. We don't need that Rolly Romero, and what's his name? Jackson Martinez. We don't need that shit. Go in there and put on a show and the judge rob your ass, man. But good point, though, man. Good point. I mean, and please, Danny Jacobs, he just didn't do enough, bro. BJS, man, I believe Mitch is a fan of Billy Joe Saunders for real. He's flooding my live chat with Billy Joe Saunders. I think you're a fan, low key, dog. Left hooks his wife, then go to the body, probably in front of the kids. Damn, that's fucked up, man. You gonna get my goddamn video flagged. YouTube gonna call me. Listen, we're not playing around. Facebook has changed their name. Okay, we're not playing around either. We're gonna tighten up our rules. That guy King Mitch, you need to goddamn do something with him. Block him or censor him or something. We're getting strict around here. Shit. We're not promoting domestic violence, okay? A suits limit your mobility, and he still caught Canelo is why I mentioned that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Javier understands that. Javier understands it so much to the point that's why he continued to comment on it. Canelo told Andrade, I'm going to fuck you out. I'm going to fuck you up right now, motherfucker. Yeah, he did. You're right. But one thing I say all the time about what God blessed us with as humans, he blessed us with the ability to have selective amnesia. He blessed us with being able to be deceptive. You know what I'm saying? To deceive at any given moment. And that's exactly what Canelo did. He tried to play stupid like he didn't tell Andrade that. That wasn't his first time saying motherfucker. Please. Hey, man. You know, fingers are attached to your hand, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. Hoover said, won't be surprised with the draw or controversial decision for a new rivalry. You think? Will boxing rear its ugly face and make this a draw for a rematch? Is it possible to do a 2-for-1 like Floyd did with Marcos Maidana? Is it possible? Because I'm telling you, that's what he did. Is it possible for us to get a Caleb Plant versus Saul Canelo Alvarez 2? We just have to wait until this fight play out. Real talk. But that's not far off the motherfucking possibility radar. Will boxing try to make this shit interesting? UFC fighters know if they hit Dana, their career is over. Absolutely. Absolutely. You done. Just ask Paul Daly. You know, I do this, right? Automatically, no hesitation. Go to the catalog. Just ask Paul Daly. Paul Daly punched Josh Koscheck back in the day when he wasn't looking. And he was banned from the UFC. Once again, this is what I do. His young bum ass never had a suit on in his life. Hard to understand for his type. Oh, man, they're going in on Javier, dog. You picked the wrong night to come in here, Javier, and talk about fingers and give excuses for Mr. Canelo. For Mr. Canelo. I see you ain't talking about Canelo. What about the beef, dog? If any part of the hand touches your face, it's a slap. Credit is given to Plant, same way credit is given to Canelo for the quick 1-2. Yes, sir. We need to basically, you know, get paid a little bit of compensation for taking Javier through a quick class, a reflection of how a slap is recognized in life, how we identify a slap. We need to get compensated, Javier, for real. I can't stand BJS. Last time I checked, a slap is with your palm. How, bro? How old are you? Bro, did you get permission to be on tonight? For real. How old are you? A slap is with the palm, for real? For real. For real. Come on, man. You taking it all away, bro. You just taking all the freaking energy. You just letting it out, man. Trying to basically talk about semantics and physical anatomy and the fingers. You know, the fingers are not really considered a slap, but the dynamic of the hand is the palm. No. It's fingers too. Just watch the slap contest. They don't let you go back and slap your opponent again if they slap you with the fingers. No, you just happen to swipe their face with the fingers, and then it's your opponent's turn to return the favor. And he's going to slap the shit out your ass. He's going to make sure, okay, he slapped me with his fingers. I'm going to slap the shit out of him. I'm going to make sure I get all palm. You know what I'm saying? The fingers is considered a slap too, bro. When you who you check? Where you check. Slap boxing ain't your culture. You and the homies didn't grow up testing your skills, huh? Man, Mitch is on point with that, dog. For real. Shout out to freaking Nip. Last time I checked, Mitch said, slap boxing ain't your culture, dog. Last time I checked, homies didn't grow up testing your skills, dog. Damn. He just told you what you ain't used to. You trying to say, well, slap boxing, if you touch, the person's face, your opposition, whatever, with your fingers on slap boxing, it's not considered a slap. Yes, it is, man. And it embarrasses you just as much. It's just the palm. It pretty much gives that sound that we like to hear. Javier, you getting scorched right now, big dog. You ain't never slap box in the bathroom in between classes. Shut up, youngin', for real. Man, be quiet, man. You slap box, your fingers touch. That's considered contact, shawty. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now they calling that fat Mexican barmaid senorita the GWOAT. Who you talking about? Canelo? Canelo ain't the GWOAT now. Yeah, J8 did make a lot of sense with that shit, for real. For real. Because them in between classes, a lot of shit went down, didn't it? I don't know when y'all graduated, but I was goddamn in high school in the 80s, goddamn. Shit, that's when we didn't have cell phones. Shit, a lot of shit used to take place back there, boy. Goddamn, hand-to-hand combat, slap boxing, wrestling, popping and locking, waving, breakdancing, walking to the bus stop, taking that shit all the way back to the house. Man, come on, man. Everything was face-to-face contact. If you met a female, you know who she was because you seen her. You got a number in person. Now, shit. Let me see. What can I do? I got to wait for this report to come back. Is there any way I can take down your information, your first and last name, social security number? I just have to do my research. I mean, because the doctors, they're very punctual this day and time. They're performing surgeries at an alarming rate. I just want to check and see who you say you are. I don't want to learn on our freaking 15th date. I have to know. You know what I'm saying? For real talk. Who they calling? You talking about Canelo, that Hoover? And you say they doing Clarissa like that. They do Wilder. Discredit everything they do, but if you beat them, you're the best. Yeah. One thing y'all need to understand, real talk. In MMA, you can have multiple losses, single digits all the way up to double digits, right? So check this out. I mean, you can get in trouble multiple times. You can, have a checkered history in and out the ring or the cage. Let's say the cage. We're talking about MMA, the cage and all that shit. You can lose, get knocked out, come back, get a couple of wins, get a title shot. Just look at it this way. Perfect example. I'm not even going to use that scenario. But anyway, MMA for Carissa Shields is a secondary combat sport. Though I have, had my criticism of how she promotes herself, and I said if she wants to get more pay in boxing, it has to be a collective effort with other fighters in the sport of boxing. Her losing her second professional MMA fight does nothing for a boxing career. But since she has a high name, people are going to talk their shit. Mainly, they're going to talk her shit because, Carissa says she can whoop a man's ass. Maybe so, according to what weight he is. She just has this demeanor that she the shit. She know it. And who am I to sit up here and tell her to stop talking shit? I mean, she's in a combat sport where people trash talk all the time. So just because it's her, and she's a black, well-known fighter who calls herself the GWOAT. She's patented that name, GWOAT, greatest woman of all time. Yeah, people take a little bit of personal shit when she said that somebody said she moved as a blue belt. I wouldn't have did that. See, that's I told y'all on the live that was a mistake by Clarissa. Her first opponent was a gimme. They spoon-fed her a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and she was there just to move around with Clarissa and give her first MMA win. This fight that you just seen, not so much. They set her up and pretty much they shocked me a little bit because I thought the PFL would move her just a little bit lighter than her opponent. Because this is what I'm talking about. Styles make fight. And her opponent had way more BJJ experience, which is a weakness of Carissa, her ground game. And she had more kickboxing experience. So when the bell rung and her opponent did not approach Clarissa, what is that telling you right away? She wants Carissa to get comfortable. She wants her to believe that she's kind of scared of her. She was never scared of Carissa. She was just baiting her in as a counter puncher. She just wanted to bait her in to change levels and get the takedown. That's all she was doing. Anybody and their mama could have saw that a mile away. She know that Carissa was aggressive. She know she was going to try to come with combinations and try to knock her ass out with 4-ounce gloves. So she came out, ding, ding, boom. She stayed where she was. She allowed Shields to take the lead. She just waited, really didn't engage, light kicks, allowed Shields to get comfortable with her rhythm, was able to get some takedowns. But the point that was made was, if you're going to say that somebody told you moving like a blue belt, I would have kept that to myself. Because look what she did in the final round. She goaded Carissa Shields in once again to be that counter puncher. Shields wanted to pick up the pace and win the fight. She wasn't even in the right distance to throw her right hand. And before she knew it, when she threw that right hand with everything she had, that girl was already so deep on her hips. It was no way she wasn't getting taken down. She's just not experienced like that. So once she was taken down, she had no problem with passing. She had no problem transition to full mount. And anybody who know BJJ, who sit in some of the tournaments like I do, the position before submission. That's with anything you see. And when she got on top of Carissa, it wasn't going to be Brittany Elkin. She was trying to prove a point that you ain't no blue belt. You ain't moving like no blue belt. And I'm going to, I'm going to pretty much treat you like Chuck Liddell. Like Randy Couture treated Tito Ortiz. Like, it's just like when on the school grounds and you used to basically sit on somebody's chest or whatever and play around with him, slap him in the face and shit. That's pretty much she was trying to humiliate Shields at the end, knowing that she was pretty much ahead on the scorecards. Even though Carissa lost by split decision, it was just one of those deals where she just had to continue to get her mat time in. She had to continue to go to sparring, put on the shin guards. You know what I'm saying? Go to sparring. But the only thing about it, somebody in PFL did not look out for Carissa because they put her in there with a pretty decent level striker to the point where Carissa has a boxing match in December. So it wasn't going to be anybody. It wasn't supposed to be anybody that's serious. It was supposed to be somebody that Carissa can just run through and then get ready for a boxing match in December. Real talk. Why has Clarissa been matched up with two females that's pretty decent in BJJ and not stand-up strikers? If the PFL was looking out for Shields, they would have set her up with stand-up strikers. But no. No. This is what I freaking know. They set her up with a brown belt, first of all, came out of retirement. She was there to move around. This second one had more BJJ experience than Shields, which shouldn't have been matched up if they wanted Shields to be 2-0 and bring her back for some more money. No, they put her in there, man. I don't know who scheduled that fight. I don't know who matched that fight. Why did they match up a pretty much a novice at MMA with a ground specialist? That makes a big difference. It don't matter what level boxer you are. If you don't know how to create spacing properly in MMA, because it's different than boxing, and you overly commit for whatever going on with your opponent in front of you to get you to commit and sit down on your punches, you're going to get taken down, point blank, period. And if you're not able to create space, drive your opponent to the canvas, a mat or whatever, or work for underhooks on the way down, work for a sweep in motion. I mean, if you don't know how to land, first of all, you set yourself up. You're going to be in trouble, man. That's all I'm saying on that. Can't blame Jake Paul for clowning. He would have gained some real fans had he manned up and kept it respectful with the quote. I look at it like this, man. Jake Paul is just doing what has been done in boxing, period, in social media, period, in life. It's just so happened he's directing his bullshit at Clarissa because Amanda Serrano is so-called in his freaking circle now. It's stupid. Like it happens, man. I can't sit up here and be a baby and say, oh man, he shouldn't be talking shit about Shields. I mean, I look at it like, is he the first person to say she has an attitude? No. I've experienced her attitude personally. Real talk. So I'm just saying, that's the first time? Like, I don't have no problem with Clarissa Shields. But sometimes she can be tough to deal with in person. That's just me, man. Serrano has always shown respect to the world from what I've seen. She even mentioned her after the last fight. Okay. But, you know, Jake Paul is representation. He put it all on social media. Overall, I thought Clarissa looked improved. Like you said, one loss ain't the end all, be all in MMA. Correct. You know, I have to say this, that this is more so a cloud of judgment because Clarissa Shields is a two-time gold standard Olympian and a multi-division world champion boxing. She is basically a Hall of Famer as we speak. Now, for her to cross thread into a difficult combat sport, there's a system. There's a system in MMA that allows your entire physical anatomy to be subjected to strikes, physical strikes. All right. Whereas directly, straightforward, or reverse, spinning techniques, your knee is allowed. You are allowed to use your knees. You are allowed to leave the canvas and take flight on your opponent. If you're able to do that, you're allowed to do that in MMA. You're allowed to use elbows from every angle except the 12-6. You are allowed to kick people in the head. You're allowed to elbow them in the face. You're allowed to punch your opponent with hammer strikes or closed fist or whatever the case may be. You can use them in combination. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just so many areas that you can include strikes. that it's a tough fucking sport. So anybody up here criticizing Shields for doing something they haven't done, like I can't say that about Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano, I've seen her MMA bouts, they're boring as hell, but she did it. Didn't nobody make a big deal about that because they didn't fucking care. You're talking about a 7-division world champion, but in MMA, she sucks. Real talk. She's not very exciting to watch. But for Shields, she has the bravado. You know, she's brash. She has placed herself in a category where she says she can whoop men. She'll beat Jake Paul ass. I wouldn't want to see that fight. Seriously, I wouldn't want. At the end of the day, I wouldn't want to see that fight because God blessed us with certain strengths and weaknesses, and I know that Jake Paul would try to humiliate that sister, and I wouldn't want to see that. And you want to talk about a career changer? If she really wanted to step in there with Jake Paul, right? Jake Paul sitting about 190, right? Carissa has fought high as 168, right? That's still way off what Jake Paul is competing at. And he'll try to do it dirty, man. I wouldn't want to see that fight. Real talk. I wouldn't want to see that fight. Even though if Carissa can go in there and knock out Jake Paul, it would change. Even though Jake Paul isn't a boxer, it would absolutely skyrocket Carissa Shields' career if she went in there and stopped Jake Paul. If she shut down the hype train, you're talking about fans coming from everywhere. Oh, shit. Shields knocked out Jake Paul. Oh, my God. Can you imagine someone with 2 freaking knockouts go in there and outbox Jake Paul? Let's say Carissa outboxed Jake Paul. Let's say she outboxed. Her stock is still going to go up. Let's say she make it to the final bell with Jake Paul and loses. Her stock is still going to go up because she went in there with a man, and she didn't get stopped. I think Carissa can definitely outbox Jake Paul. Real talk. I think Carissa can outbox Jake Paul, but when it comes down to dirty, fouling, forearms to the face, roughing her up on the ring, on the ropes, that's where it's going to become a bit more complex for Carissa to deal with, in my opinion. Not saying she can't do it. I'm just saying they're going to try to make an example out of her to the point where they're going to try to humiliate that champ. For real. And she did look improved, Andrew. I agree. She did. Believe it or not, Carissa was attempted to throw kicks, man. A lot of people, not giving her credit for the minute changes that she made. But she was trying, bro. Carissa was trying. She was trying to implement what she's been working on. She was eager to work on that shit, but she's just not experienced yet. So I'm like, fuck it, man. You 1-1 in MMA. That ain't shit. It's people that have 15 losses. And when they walk to the cage, people are like, yeah. Cowboy Cerrone is back. He's a legend. That's the one thing about MMA. Someone like Cowboy Cerrone who come in there and keep on fighting. He has his wins and losses, and he is in double digits with his losses. Never won a championship. But when you see him in, amongst the MMA community, they say Donald Cowboy is a legend. They say plenty of people. They say Diego Nightmare Sanchez, that's a legend. Clay Guida, a legend. These people who hasn't won titles and shit. You're talking about UFC legends. You know what I'm saying? Like, MMA community is different. I'm glad Carissa is venturing off over there, but it's going to be tough, man. Losses in boxing hold way more weight in public opinion and promotion, unfortunately. Yeah, it does. That's only because boxing make a big deal out of it. Like, if you get dropped in boxing in a fight, let's just say you get knocked out in the first round. How long do you think it's going to take for that boxers to return for a championship fight? You get stopped early, knocked out cold. How is it in boxing? It only happens to certain people to be able to return back to the ring for a rematch because they either have it contractually agreed upon or whatever. But in MMA, you get knocked out and you get back in 2 fights or whatever, you might be back in title contention like the shit never even happened. You know what I'm saying? Look at Rose Namajunas, man. She got dumped on the head with Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade goes in there and fight Wiley Zhang, and she loses first round. Never in her first defense. Boom, lose first round, y'all. She loses first round. Wiley Zhang defends against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Thug Rose in the meanwhile, she fights Jessica Andrade in the rematch, wins. Sets her right back up for a title shot with Wiley Zhang. The Wiley Zhang that defeated Jessica Andrade, that defeated Thug Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose is now in the fight, a championship fight, to pick up the title a second time. The first time she defeated Joanna Jędrzejczyk in the first round. The rematched her and won a decision. Now she goes in here and fight Wiley Zhang for a title, second time flyweight champion. She's challenging, and she knocks her out in the first round, y'all. She knocks out Wiley Zhang with a left high kick in the first fucking round. You know who's about to fight for a championship against the champion? Wiley fucking Zhang, y'all. She's about to step back in there with Thug Rose Namajunas again. How? MMA is quite different, dog. Nate Diaz and Masvidal have like 75 losses combined. Yes, sir. And fans glorify those two. Yeah, man. You look at it like this, Hoover. The Diaz brothers, they got mad respect in the MMA community. Like, man, people don't know this, but the Diaz brothers, especially Nate was fighting grown-ass men when he was a teenager, man. For real, Nate Diaz, man, when he subbed out Conor McGregor, I was so happy. I say, damn, I wish it was for a title, dog. But then I can't overlook the fact on what Conor McGregor was able to do. That shit was legendary, dog. Conor McGregor moving up from 45. Look, the 45. He's moving up from 45 all the way to 170 to fight Nate Diaz. Gets subbed out. Goes in for a rematch. Wins. Drops back down to 55 and knocked out Eddie Alvarez to become the first ever 2-division champ simultaneously in the UFC. Legendary. Now this motherfucker is just drinking whiskey and eat and beating on old men, dog. But good point there, Hoover. Real talk. I don't need to do shit, homie. You on my platform. Put some respect on who? Put some respect on World Combat Sports. That's what you need to do, Javier. Tell me this, Javier. I'm a dead this with you. Just tell me this. You say that I need to put respect on the face of boxing, but guess what? Where does he rank in the pay-per-view standings of all time? What is Canelo Alvarez? If he's the face of boxing, why can't he match the numbers that Floyd Mayweather has been able to accomplish over his tenure? Why hasn't he been able to do that? Please put your excuse in the live chat. Andrew says Shields was getting beat up on the ground her first fight. She protected herself much better this fight. She did. But like I said before, a brown belt is not going to let go of an armbar, people. It isn't going to happen. Look, I may not put everything out here, bro. But I sit in some of these gyms and watch so I can educate myself. So I can know what I'm watching, know what's supposed to happen, what should have happened, and what may happen. I'm not an expert, but Brittany Elkin had Carissa Shields in the armbar and let go of that shit. I advise everybody to watch a BJJ tournament and see for the skill level that Carissa had on the ground that she'd be able to get out of the armbar of a BJJ brown belt. No. But I do commend Shields for her courage, confidence, and the fact that she stepped in there while she have a boxing match 2 months from now. I commend her for that, man. That takes, man, please, you have no idea, man. She's up here partially training MMA not to get injured. And people, they'll talk about ground game. No, it's way past the ground game. We're not even at the ground game yet. She needs to just work on fluidity. She needs to work on rhythm, spacing, offense, defense, reaction. Just because you get a couple of takedowns, it doesn't mean, you stuff a couple of takedowns. I look at it like this. That shit takes cardio. That takes a lot of energy from you defending them takedowns. Just say you get over a takedown or two, you start getting tired. Boom, they go back to it. Look at how Khabib shot in on Conor, and Conor was able to, just briefly stuff it, just briefly stall out Khabib. But Khabib is fucking relentless. He wasn't going to let up on the single. And what happened? He put Conor on his back and went to work. And shout out to, BFTV had a damn good live. A portion of it was, he had a panel of people talking about the Shields, giving their opinion on Carissa Shields, man. So damn good panel, man. Good live early on, having a discussion about this, open discussion. Shields was getting beat up. I agree with that. If you want to dive in deeper waters, and one reason Shields ain't getting no shine is political. The government don't want attention to given to the crisis in Flint. Man, I don't even really hear Flint even come up about Carissa Shields too much right now. MMA fans respect an honest effort even in defeat. Yeah. Yeah, for real. What's going on? Major Key on deck. What's good with you, bro? Andrew Charles, Shields got to work on explosiveness. Yeah. She has a lot to work on, man. Like, you cannot tell me she didn't explode with that right hand. She sent that right hand like she was boxing. That's a no-no. I was hoping that she didn't never overly commit on trying to knock out this chick, but she did. And you know what? That's exactly what Montez wanted. She wanted it from the start. That's why she was playing passive aggressive, people. You have to go to the gyms and you have to watch enough mixed martial arts to know what you're looking for. First of all, she wasn't going to engage Carissa Shields because of her hands. So therefore, how do you use that to your advantage? You allow the boxer, right, who's world-class, to come to you. When you allow a boxer of Carissa Shields' caliber to come closer to you in close distance, it's not to engage with her with hands. It's just for her to get within the proximity so you can go to her weakness, which is changing levels and shooting in for a double, single leg takedown. That's all. Or a body lock, any type of way to lock up or to gain control and work for a dominant position of Carissa. It doesn't even have to be a takedown. You can slip underneath, get partial back control, push up against the cage, and work from off the cage. Just because you get a body lock on a fighter doesn't mean you get a takedown. You can push up against the cage and use some dirty boxing. Because no matter what type of boxer you are, you saw Carissa up against the cage, right? So what I'm telling you is she wasn't able to get off her punches like she would if she was in her boxing stance and standing right in front of her opponent. When your opponent in mixed martial arts, you can use your head and push it up in somebody's jawline. You can take your hand and put it over their mouth and nose to restrict their breathing up against the cage. You can take both of your hands and just put them around their neck and choke. You can throw elbows. You can shoot uppercuts and hooks on the inside. You can send knees on the outside and inside of the thigh. You can stomp their toes with your foot. It's so many things that you can do in MMA that wasn't done in this fight. Carissa Shields just going to have to learn with more experience. That's all. I can't say that you're trolling right now. You know what I'm saying? So wrenches, don't time out Javier. Just let him, he got off timeout, obviously. So let him play around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about it. I'm a Floyd fanboy. That's hilarious. For real. You come over here, goddamn, like you're juggling Canelo's nuts, and you're talking about somebody being a fanboy. You literally had them in your jaw like you was eating some old school jawbreakers. I'm like asking, bro, what's going on with you? You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just juggling Canelo's nuts. Man, come on, man. You look like you was harvesting for the winter. Your jaws were so full. Man, please, man. I'm talking about pay-per-view. What numbers are like? So check this out. You don't understand English now to the point where you want to talk about money or legacy? Come on, dog. Don't do yourself like that. Because the one, we know Canelo have made more money than Floyd, first of all. Okay. We know that. So legacy, let's not go there. Please. Let's not do that. Because the only thing that you're gonna sit up here and lay claim to, oh, he's about to go in there and fight Caleb Plant. He becomes undisputed. Floyd never came undisputed. Man, get out of here. Shut your. You ain't talking to no rookie. I already know what people are waiting to talk about. Canelo's better than Floyd. He unified 168. Look. What are the numbers though? What are the numbers for pay-per-view? What are the numbers? Canelo is really trying to do what Floyd did. He's trying to call out people that has some type of recognition or notoriety. But he don't have the star power. Canelo is one of those guys where in boxing, yes, he's big, but Floyd Mayweather, he draws the global crowd. For real. Like when people see Floyd with his security, people want to take a picture and get a picture with Floyd. He's not accessible like that. I'm not saying Canelo don't have people want to take a picture, but come on, dog. Come on, man. Javier not used to making conversation. You're right, man. I don't think you used to being around adults and having a dialogue there, Javier. You might be around 13, 14 years old, man. Isn't it past your bedtime, dog? It's 10:30. You don't supposed to be on the PC this late. All right, go in there and fix you a warm glass of milk to activate those endorphins and lay your head on the pillow like a good little kid and wake up and go to school in the morning, okay? Education first. Canelo could have tried to go undisputed against Andrade at 160, but left. I wonder why. We do wonder why, Hoover. Why wouldn't Canelo attempt to unify that division? Huh? Didn't Canelo have the WBC and WBA? Why? He was more focused on going up and fighting Rocky Fielding? Who is Rocky? Has anybody heard of Rocky Fielding after Canelo took his belt, his WBA regular belt? Was there anybody else in 160 he could have fought? Yes. So if Demetrius Andrade is a horrible fighter, why not collect the WBO title? Why not drop back down there? No, I don't want to see him and Gennady for a third time. Fuck that. I mean, they literally gifted Gennady Golovkin that IBF title just so he can have some type of prestige. He's waiting there like a good little boy, hoping Canelo shows up at his door and knocks. Hola, hola Gennady. Uno, dos, tres, trilogy. It's time. It is. Oh my God, Canelo. What? Wait. What? Wait. I don't. No. Say, amigo. No say. No. Say. No 160. 168. See. No, I can't leave 160, Canelo. I can't do that. You know I can't do that. I want to be the best 160 pounder ever. Man, fuck that, dog. That's what I'm saying. Fielding, Yildirim, washed up. Cole was not legacy. Cole was not legacy, man. I don't know, man. Bro, try to educate some people in here, man. You know what I'm saying? So Triple G, the best 160, better than Andrade. How are we gonna know if he's better than Andrade if he doesn't fight Andrade? How do we know? Because he looked bad against who? Who did he fight last for that IBF title to get it? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. This is so basic shit. You're not gonna take up my time, man. It's so basic. So Triple G, the best 160, better than Andrade. We truly talking about Triple G and not Charlo? I don't even think Triple G beats Charlo at 60 right now, dog. Boxing has no face. There's no face of boxing. Mayweather is still the biggest name in the sport, and he's retired. Yes, sir, man. Talk that. That's a lot of people mad that Floyd can come back in here and whoop Logan Paul's ass and make millions and then go back into retirement, bro. Come on, man. They still mad. If there's anything I know for sure, it's that I don't want to see Canelo Triple G3. We agree on that. Factual. We do not want to see Grandpa Gennady, who's damn near a premier member of AARP. We don't want to see him in a trilogy against Canelo. We don't want to see that shit. He had every opportunity in the rematch. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see it. I never forget Nate Diaz after McGregor fight. Not surprised, motherfuckers. Yeah. Because he knew damn well, once again, that for one, Diaz has some of the best hands in MMA. He can box his ass off. Not to mention, he's a black belt in BJJ on the Cesar Gracie. This is what I do, people. When Conor McGregor gassed out and he shot in, it was out of desperation. And Diaz probably said to himself, "Oh no, homie. You done fucked up now, homie. You done fucked up. You fucked up now, homie. I got you now, homie. You done." He just softened him up with some punches and then sunk in that RNC. He sunk in that rear naked choke. It was a wrap. Conor McGregor tapped quick. Conor McGregor loved being subbed. Khabib the Magomedov put him in a fulcrum choke and choked him out. He tapped immediately, dog. And then caused a full-blown melee. They fined Khabib $500,000 supposedly, and fined Conor McGregor $50,000. Come on, man. This is what I do, shouty. Hoover said Canelo had the opportunity to fight Andrade at 54 and 60. Yeah, man. Is it a duck, Javier? Is that a duck? I think it is. It's a duck. It's a duck. Tyrone Spence on deck. What's good? He said Triple G is a non-factor at 160. He is just a belt holder. Say one more again. He is absolutely a belt holder, nothing more than a belt holder, period. No, you're surrounded by boxing fans, man. Grow up. And first of all, you're surrounded by adults, so that might just be a little bit difficult for you. Are we trying to shoot now? Nate Diaz or McGregor trying to go for a takedown. Yeah, he was like, man, this motherfucker trying to shoot on a Cesar Gracie train. BJJ black belt. Come on, man. Come on. Conor was desperate. Look, when Conor shot on Nate Diaz, it was to say, I'll just return another day. I'm going to let this dude tap me out, submit me, and I'll just come back another day. He came back and the rematch was Fugazi a little bit. It was Fugazi. He won a damn Fugazi freaking rematch, man, and lost via decision. I'm like, man, how Nate Diaz lost a decision and he got some of the best boxing. Man, come on, dog. Come on, man. He took the paycheck on that one. For real, he took the paycheck, dog. They wanted Conor McGregor to go down there and fight Eddie Alvarez, which he did. And he stopped him. Javier wearing those Brett Favre Wranglers. I'm surrounded by cherry picking Floyd fans in here. As long as you don't start trolling, but y'all hold on for a second. Don't nobody care when Canelo fights. Canelo is just his fights to try and avoid going against the UFC. Well, I know Canelo is pretty pissed off when Floyd inserted himself into the equation. You remember when he was fighting Gennady Golovkin and Floyd came out of nowhere and said, you know what? I'm going to fight too. The same thing he did to Teofimo Lopez reincarnated. Floyd, man, that's why they mad. That's why the Mexican fight fans are mad. Look, Javier is such a casual boxing fan that he said cherry picker Floyd fans. What the fuck has Canelo did? Half of his fights was in Mexico. He decided to make a move. How? First of all, let's address it. How is he a franchise champion and you're supposed to petition for the franchise championship? First of all, what table talks under the table damn handshakes was going on with Canelo becoming first franchise champion? How did that come about? Second of all, how does an individual that's coming off a loss get a promissory note to step back in the ring and fight Canelo Alvarez? How does that work for Abner Yildirim? Explain that. Cherry picking. That ain't cherries. We're talking about cantaloupes, coconuts, watermelons. These ain't cherries. These are full blown, you know what I'm saying, reality. How does he go up here and fight Rocky Fielding? He go up there and fight Callum Smith. Why do Canelo always put restrictions on fighters? Why don't he just fight them? Why does it have to be a rehydration clause? Why did he not want to accept Caleb Plant's first fight? Was he trying to come down? Was he cycling off something? Why was he, you know, what was going on with that? What was going on? Yeah, he went there and beat Billy Joe Saunders, but who cares? What was going on? Canelo has a lot of questions that need to be answered too when you want to talk about cherry picking. And he also has his accolades, But I want you to go take a look at his box rec and count those Mexican flags that he had in the beginning of his career. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. Let me know what number you come up with. That's why he came up here and said he ain't fighting no more Mexicans. Because he's full. The motherfucker's full. He's digested. He's talking about he fought 15 times and what? You know how many canned goods I crack open in a motherfucking year? More than 15. So if Canelo fought goddamn 15 canned goods in 1 year, kudos to him for eating. Usman versus Covington going to be outsell Canelo easy. Easy, dog. Easy. And just to think, just a couple of years ago, Usman, he wasn't even considered to have star power like this shit, right? Like Usman used to say he's only going 30%. Usman is the man right now. I mean, when he defeated Tyron Woodley, we were like, okay, all right. And then he defeated Colby Covington. He defeated his former stablemate, Gilbert Burns, a BJJ multi-time world champion. Come on, man. A BJJ world champion. He knocked him out. He finally fought the street legend, Jorge Masvidal. Knocked him the fuck out. We're talking about the same Javier. I mean, we're talking about the same Jorge Masvidal who knocked out Ben Askren in 5 seconds. He finally gets his opportunity to fight his nemesis in Kamaru Usman. And Kamar knocks him the fuck out, dog. One of the cleanest, smoothest knockouts that you will see. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying it's one of the cleanest right hand follow throughs that you will see. Oh my God, it was beautiful. .168, one of the weakest divisions in boxing. It is, but you know, let's hope Caleb Plant can finish the the sweep. Let's see if he can pick up this load of belts that Canelo is bringing to his front door. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he can make this shit happen, bro. I'm about to get rid of this damn thumbnail for real. Yeah, hopefully Caleb Plant can get this shit done. Real talk. Let's see. But man, y'all been talking about some damn good ass topics, man. Real talk. You know, remember, it's not all about the views, it's all about what you know. And when it comes to boxing, MMA, I can talk my shit with grappling, all of that shit. I appreciate the ones who tune into the channel all the time, man, and ask these questions and give your input. Real good shit tonight, man. Y'all was damn talking some good, solid, damn content, man. And we was cross-threading between boxing and MMA, man. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it keeps everything refreshed. It's good dialogue for both sports. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking for Usman and Covington. Colby Covington. You know, Kobe did all the Magna hats and all this shit, right? Now that he's gone, he's no longer the CIC. Kobe doesn't have that momentum going in here to be the villain like he did when Trump was in office. He doesn't have it. So he's gonna have to go off his ability to try to go in there and use whatever strategy he has against Usman. Like Colby Covington has pretty decent hands, better than what I expected in the first fight. It's just when you don't move your head. That's the same thing for Usman. Usman got rocked a couple of times, but I think Usman has improved. Colby Covington, I know for a fact he's improved. So it's going to come down to boxing. Both of these guys has wrestling backgrounds, and that's what it's going to come down to. Right now, Usman has been a terror, dog. Usman has been tearing shit up, man. Seriously, Usman has been tearing shit up. You have 3 Africans That's champions. Yeah, Israel Adesanya. You have Kamaru Usman, and you have Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is a heavyweight champion. Kamaru Usman is a welterweight champion at 170. And then you have Israel Adesanya at 185, dog. I mean, if I'm saying that correctly, them all being. Appreciate you, WCS. Peace and blessing to the chat. Yeah, appreciate you, Andrew, for pulling up always, man. Appreciate you. I guess Canelo was a cherry pick then because old money May whooped that ass. Hey, Floyd Mayweather treated Canelo like a cherry pick. You know what I'm saying? And that's how smart Floyd is. He'll never allow the Mexican fans to get a run that back right now. Never. They will have to pay that man $500,000 to step in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. I think they will have to pay him more than that. They will have to pay Floyd probably. Well, did I just say $500,000? I meant $500 million. What to my $500,000? That's $5 to Floyd. $500 million. They will have to pay an insane amount for Floyd to get in there with Canelo Alvarez right now. They can't afford Floyd, shawty. They cannot afford Floyd Mayweather to come back and fight Canelo Alvarez right now. That's why Canelo is desperate. He wanted Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? He wanted the gold medalist. He wanted the undefeated record. He wanted all that shit. I can't support Canelo too much drama with him. I just hope they don't rob Plant. Oh, I mean, if they can get close to robbing Plant, they're gonna rob him there, Tyrone. You know that. If that shit go to the cards, and if it's any indication that this shit is close enough that people just can't tell who won, they're gonna get that shit to Canelo, man. For real. Mitch dropping another jewel. I thought Darenchenko at least deserved a draw versus Triple G. I thought he won the fight. L Dub on deck. What it do, man? What's good with you? Andrew said, I think Floyd will put his O on the line for $300 million. Nah, bro. Now, Floyd, they got to give Floyd $500 million to face Canelo. They got to give him, look, he got damn near that fighting Conor McGregor. Like, Floyd got a hell of a lot of money for fighting Conor McGregor, who had an 0-0 boxing record. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. For Floyd to come out of retirement, get himself back in tip-top condition for Canelo Alvarez, you're going to pay that man upwards of $500 million. At this point, Floyd may request like $500 to $700 million to come back and fight Canelo. Because at the end of the day, if he loses, man, please, like, it's just like passing the torch. Like, okay, I gave you back something that you wanted for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I gave you the shot. You've been wanting, you've been having nightmares, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? You've been pissing on yourself. You've been out there with the damn. You've been kicking them in the motherfucking, you've been whooping them and kicking them in the ass because you pissed off. You've been taking long rides in the pasture because of that Floyd Mayweather loss. You know Canelo mad. His fans are mad, goddammit. No matter what you do, Canelo fans, it's always going to be that numero uno loss on Canelo's record from Floyd Money Mayweather. And he's black too. I know you're mad. I do think Triple G is still a good, tough fighter for Maul Charlo and Andre. None of them have looked their best as of late. Maul got a good win versus Darenchenko, though. Triple G struggled versus Darenchenko. Darenchenko's tough, man. He had ample amount of chances to win the IBF title. He didn't do it 2 times. And then they automatically transfer him over to the WBC's sanctioned body, and he lost that with Charlo, even though it was a good fight. Charlo fucked his face up, dog. The one and only Sir Ken on deck. World Combat Sports, salute. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Salute to you there, Sir Ken is on deck. Andrew said, I think Triple G was getting off the stool for the 12th in the fight. He looked beat up and was gasping for air. Man, I always said Triple G was freaking one of those guys who was tough enough to beat the level of opponents he was facing. Only a matter of time before he gets exposed outside of Jim Lampley, hyping up every motherfucking. If Triple G was shadow boxing, if he was just doing feints, oh my God, Triple G just landed that touch jab, brutal touch jab. It may have seemed soft, but I seen it up close. Outside of Jim Lampley, Triple G wouldn't be shit. Because goddamn it, every time Triple G, oh, his shoulder twitched. Oh my God. I never seen a fighter shoulder twitch like that and scare his opponent. He is the best. Shout out to Jim Lampley for boosting Triple G's career to a whole nother level, y'all. Andrade didn't look good after a few rounds with Liam Williams or whoever the fuck that was in his last fight. Man, that shit might have been George Michaels, goddammit. That shit might have been Justin Bieber. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Yeah, Triple G was looking bad as fuck. He looked sick. Cutting weight makes it easier to get sick, leading to a fight. Darren Chico was on his ass. Yeah, man, Triple G to me has been overrated. Like when Danny Jacobs stopped his knockout streak, you know what I'm saying? I just always said, damn, and Daniel Jacobs can do enough to get him over the hump in the big fights. Like, I didn't think he did enough when he had the opportunity against Canelo Alvarez, but whatever, man. I would have definitely liked to see Daniel Jacobs fight Charlo. You know, I mean, we all seen him tomorrow. I came at the right time and da da da. Nothing became of that. He was so beat up after 11. He earned a little respect from me for finishing that fight. Yeah, man, Darren Chico earned mad respect from me in that fight, man. If that's who you're talking about. Darren Chico a tough motherfucker, dog. For real, he's tough, man. Seriously. I agree with you on that. But people, I got to bounce, man. Y'all, it's been a pleasure kicking it with y'all, talking about multiple topics. Real talk, man. Y'all keep that energy up. You know, when y'all push up, when y'all roll through. Appreciate everyone for dropping their input and participation. You know what it is, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, subscribe.